was 1961. The Soviets built two probes, Venera 1 and Venera 2. This was a common procedure in the first decades of space exploration to launch missions in pairs because there was still a very high likelihood that one of them was going to fail. You really have to appreciate the ambition of these primitive interplanetary flights. With nothing more than an adding machine to guide them, the Russian engineers strapped a rocket engine to their probe, loaded it on top of a ballistic missile called the R-7, and set course for Venus. Then they let it rip and hoped for the best. The good news is that both probes were able to fly within 100,000 kilometers of Venus. The bad news is that both probes experienced a full system failure before reaching their destination, and therefore, no usable data was returned. Then in 1962, the Americans succeeded where the Soviets had failed. Their Mariner 2 probe flew within 35,000 kilometers of Venus and completed the first up-close observation of another planet. During a 42-minute scan of Venus, Mariner 2 gathered significant data on the Venusian atmosphere and the surface from both the night and day side. The findings confirmed Sagan's theory about the greenhouse effect. Mariner 2's microwave radiometer indicated temperatures of up to 459 degrees Fahrenheit or 237 degrees Celsius on the day side. Mariner 2 also found that there was a dense cloud layer that extended from 56 to 80 kilometers above the surface. Based on this data, NASA largely decided to pass on further exploration of Venus in the short term, considering it an environment totally inhospitable for either man or machine. So they switched focus to the Moon and Mars. But the Soviets were less convinced. They redoubled their efforts and prepared the second wave of Venera probes. They still had no idea just how bad things were about to get. It's 1966, and the Soviets have built a bigger and tougher spacecraft for Venera 3 and 4. It's now weighing in at over 2,000 pounds, equipped with a variety of instruments like a barometer, a radar altimeter, gas analyzers, thermometers, and a detachable pod that would serve as a descent module. The idea was that the descent module would parachute down through the Venusian atmosphere and take readings about the composition, temperature, and pressure all the way down to the surface. In reality, things got a little complicated. Venera 3 experienced another system failure along the way, but the Soviets' aim was true, so the probe still managed to hit Venus like a bullet and slam right into the surface, which became the first man-made object to ever crash into another planet.